It's time for the N.A.M. podcast, featuring your host, Neil Anderson.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. It's the Neil Anderson podcast. I'm sitting over here at Jon B's house, and he's talking about his Hawaiian water. He asked me if I've ever drinking this special Hawaiian water, and I said, bro, I've never been to Hawaii. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I've never been to Hawaii either. You just buy this shit in the stores, bro.
He said he'd never been to Hawaii. Yeah, you might want to get that closer to your face.
Hey, how's that? Doing a little better now?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, cool. I'll sit like this. This will work.
Well, and you can turn it towards you. We're adjusting microphones. There you go.
Yeah.
That's better.
We're unprepared tonight. It happens sometimes.
There we go. But so what's up, man? How was karate?
Oh, karate was good. Definitely getting back into the swing of it.
Yeah.
My body still rebels because those stances are a bitch.
The dances.
The stances, not dances.
I thought you said the dances are a bitch.
No.
I was like, yeah, those dances, man. I tell you what.
I don't do capoeira.
Capoeira.
No, capoeira.
I thought it was Mexican karate for a second.
No, that's it's
I don't even know
Brazilian
what
dance fighting.
I don't know what I just said in Mexican or Spanish, but
I don't know what you said either. I hope it wasn't bad.
You put a little Mexican accent to it. You can say anything.
You're crazy, bro. And look at you. Look at you with your rallies. I wish I had rallies right now.
You want it?
No, it's your rallies, dude.
No, I already had one. That's why I brought it here, bro. This is yours. I'm not even joking.
I don't believe you.
Look, do you see that empty wrapper?
I do see the empty.
And this empty one, and then there's another cheeseburger and fries in there.
Oh my god.
You know why?
Dude.
Because I got a big Buford, and they were like, you can get 2 for $13, or you can get 1 for $10. I was like, I'll do 2.
Dude, that's awesome. They
So
have
I
such
got
good deals there.
2 fries, 2 burgers, and a drink
And a drink.
for $13
That's a pretty damn good deal.
for 2 big Bufords. I didn't
Right.
get everything on it. I just got ketchup, mustard.
Oh, that's more than enough, dude.
So I usually, that's usually my bang. I don't
Your
like,
bang.
I don't like taking off all the bullshit, man, because then I'll get a burger and then I'm just sitting there scraping off everything, and I'm like, who wants pickles? Oh, onion. This thing just tastes like onions now, man.
Dude, like I can
like
understand
pickle-
the onions, but
I
how
like-
you gotta take your pickles off, man?
I don't like pickles. I like pickle juice. So if you like took the pickle juice and like put it on,
just wrung it into a tiny took the pickles,
yeah,
like
if you
squeezed
took
them
like
out.
a little just dip of it and just put it like on the bun, like you would put on ketchup. Yeah, delicious. I just don't like the crunchy and it's like a crunch, but then it's like squishy. It's just like tomatoes. Like I love ketchup and I love marinara sauce. Could live off both of them. But I'm not a big fan of like just tomatoes in a salad. I'll eat it, but I'm just like, eh.
Oh, especially in a salad. I love cherry tomatoes in a salad.
Yeah, it's like, eh. But I mean, like when I grow them myself in a garden or something, and then you cut them up, and they're actually really, really good and sweet, and you're like, oh.
Homegrown tomatoes
yeah.
on BLTs.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what do you
that's
do?
what I'm
Just
saying.
do bacon and lettuce, or just bacon? Do you just have bacon and bread? You
When
don't
they're
even
s-
put the veggies on?
They're so bright red, and like when you cut them, they're like almost like sugary crystallized in the middle of them. You're like, oh my gosh, yes, those are good tomatoes. I'll eat that. I don't want no bull crap, you know. And yes, ugh.
You don't want the oversized tomatoes that have like their guts falling out as soon as you
right,
cut them.
Right? Yeah, I
I
especially on my
kind of
burger,
agree with
man.
you on that because that's like it's a waste of most of the damn tomato.
Yeah, and then like
Get a nice Roma tomato, something that's small and its contents stay in it when you're slicing it.
and lettuce and mayo on the burger. Yeah, sure.
Oh, and Romas have such a good flavor compared to like
but
whatever I can't even remember what the regular tomatoes are called because all I bought is Romas for the last couple years.
oh yeah,
They're delicious.
oh the big boys or the
The smaller Roma tomatoes.
oh you're getting aromas, yeah. Oh yeah, that's usually get those for salads and stuff like that. We're talking tomatoes, people. All right.
You never know what you're going to hear on this show.
I don't know if you know your tomato game, but we're on it. We grew up around a lot of tomato fields.
And cucumbers,
cabbage. Oh my gosh.
Corn,
soybeans,
wheat,
soybeans.
so many soybeans.
We're
Allergy season sucks.
Country boys. Speaking of country boys, I got a show in a couple weeks.
Ooh, Eric Sauer's playing?
Yeah. I think it's just a trio show. Yeah, we're playing at the Boondocks in, I want to say, like, Catawba area. And then we play at Cleats the week after. So on the 13th, we play at Boondocks. And then the week after, on the 19th, Friday, we play at Cleats. And I like both those places. And Cleats has really good fries. Oh, my gosh. I love their French fries.
Nice.
I like their food, man. They got good food. And,
I have not been to either one.
Cleats is cool because it's like a dock kind of place, and you can sit there and look out on the water and sit outside. And,
oh, you already got me wanting to go with that description.
Yeah.
I love
And like I said,
anything on the water.
and Boondocks the same way, man. So you just either one, it's going to be a good time, especially if the weather is nice. So hopefully, let's cross our fingers for it to be 80 degrees like it was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I mean, I'd be happy with 70 to 75. You know,
Oh.
Not too hot, not too cold. A nice, mellow temperature.
Dude, it's going to be nice, like Thursday through Sunday, 60s into the 70s. I like it. No more rain, finally.
That'd be nice.
But,
Like, the storm, all the rain and stuff made the drive to karate suck. People drive, like, some of them, I understand, you know. They want to take it easy. They're not confident in their driving skills, sure. But then you just have people being stupid.
right.
Like, going 30 miles under the speed limit
Oh, gosh.
on a
yeah.
freeway.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of ran into that, too, a couple days ago. Oh, my gosh. You just get people, you're like, dude, you're doing 60 in a 70, and you're in the left lane. You're like,
Right?
you're like 20 mile an hour below what everybody else is doing in that left lane.
Because you know the speed limit's 60. Everybody's doing 70.
Right,
At
but there
least
at that
70.
point it was 70 the speed limit, so it was like,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, it's just there's people out there that
You know what I've started to do on the
don't
drive?
ride the left lane, people.
Especially because of Fight Club for church. I'm trying to be more spiritual and I'm trying to control my road rage a little bit more.
Yeah.
So instead of just the normal swearing and calling people horrible things and wishing terrible things upon them, I don't really mean it, but in the moment, I kind of mean
It
it.
just needs to be said.
It's venting, but it's also
did
very,
you get a sticker?
very angry.
Did you get a church sticker so you can put it in the back of your car?
I do. I just have to put it on.
Dude, that's what keeps me from just raging out on people. I'm like, dude, no. Remember, you're repping. You got to rep Jesus. It's cool.
See, I should
Just-
think about doing that because right
You
now,
know,
what's been helping me is I'll put on my headphones
it's kind of like your "What Would Jesus Do" sticker. You know what I mean?
and I'll listen to different music. I'll listen to a lot of times more poppy music, but I'll put some rock in there too, especially on the drive up. I want to get myself all pumped up, so
Yeah.
it'll start off with to get me through the traffic, just some positive poppy,
Oh, you got to have the pop, man.
and then switch it over to some more hardcore stuff. Get some Wu-Tang, get some Rise Against,
That's how Jon B likes it.
Get
Okay,
some-
you hear that, ladies?
A Day to Remember.
You just start off with some nice, just mellow, four on the floor.
I don't go for straight house music.
And then at the very end, he said he's going hardcore, so it's just blast beats. So if you think about it, that's all I'm saying. He's single, he's ready to mingle.
Oh my God, Neil. Sometimes you embarrass me, but I don't think you've ever even came close to what Charlie did to me that one time. So
What's
our friend,
that?
I'm down in Circleville with our friend Charlie and his wife Lori. We're there to watch a female country artist that is amazing. And I won't lie, I got a wicked crush on her. But
Who is it?
it's Rachel Brooks. So if you ever want to check out someone, give her a try. Her music is fantastic. And it was a live show, small venue, bar. You know, we got down there early, got to have some drinks at the Eagles, because being Eagles members have its privileges. Cheap drinks all over.
Man.
Then we get in, didn't have to pay to get in because we were there early. Watch the show. At the end of the show, meet her, want to get an autograph and a picture, and Charlie's actually like talked to her, like through Messenger and stuff beforehand, so she knows who he is a little bit, him and his wife. But me meeting her first time, crushing way hard. Charlie's introduction of me to her is, "This is my best friend Jon. He is in love with you." And just, I could not speak. I stuttered. I was able to maintain a smile, but I looked like a creep. Like, or at the very least, a total dork who, like, was
Is
overwhelmed.
Is this her?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just found her on Twitter and on the grams and all that
And the
stuff.
grams. The Twitter and the
The
grams.
twits and the grams and the grams and the twits. Let's look at some news. What's it say? What's the scuttlebutt? You know, what's it say about her? It says,
I don't know. I've ever heard anybody use scuttlebutt in real life.
"Oh, I use it all
Besides,
the
like,
time."
my older relatives.
Okay, we're at her website. It says about she's quite the paradox. It says a seasoned songwriter who perfectly embodies the music of the American South, but lives in the wild of Michigan. An artist who grew up performing with parents in the family of bluegrass band, but spent her teen years raging
I love
away
your narrator
in
voice.
all girl punk band. Yeah, I know, right? I'm getting all soft and get it in there. An introvert off stage. Whose wall-shaking voice has earned her a place at cutting-edge roots music festivals like Muddy Roots, SXSW, Americana Fest, Mountaintop, and Rochester International Jazz Festival. An icon of underground country whose newest critically acclaimed album has been featured in major media outlets like CMT, Parade Magazine, Glide, and Cowboys and Indians, and garnered the attention from Nashville bigwigs. Ooh. But when you sing this well and play like hell, oh, nice. Who do you have to answer to anyways? Nice, girl. I like it. And she's got some photos on here. Rachel's voice is 1 in a million, and it's natural. She did not develop a unique
So
singing
good.
style to
She uses like one of those old school, like, tin can looking mics too, so it's that old, almost tinny sound that you heard from like way old blues and stuff.
Yeah, man. That's pretty cool, man. She sounds pretty hip. And you know what? If you need to book me for your listening to some music or just some soft jazz, I can be in the background for you. Okay.
Oh
anyway,
my God! Now Neil's being creepy.
that's how you got to do it, man. You gotta be able to do that for people. I'm gonna start doing them. What are those? Where the people, like, they send them birthday. Hello, it's your birthday. I'm just saying hi.
I don't know
What the heck? You can get like celebrities and stuff to like wish you birthdays and stuff like that.
You're shitting me.
Yeah. So you could have like Dwight from The Office, or whoever's on there. There's certain celebrities on there. Not everybody's on there. It's whoever has an account on there.
See?
But you pay money But sometimes it might cost you $100, it might cost you $200, sometimes it might cost you $500.
That's what I was waiting on. There for a minute, I thought you were talking like they did this stuff for free. And
No,
it's
no,
like,
no.
Really? That's why I was so astonished.
No. You pay them, and then they put out a whole video of saying, they put a message out of saying happy birthday or whatever it is, whatever the, occasion is that you're paying them to do something. They sit there. I think it's at least a minute or so long. You know what I mean? They talk.
That's pretty
to
cool.
them and,
See, I think
it's like a personalized message.
If I did do that, I'd probably want Arnold Schwarzenegger,
what's
or
Arnold?
Dave Grohl, or Jack
Dave.
Black.
Dave and Jack at the same time.
Maybe Jason Mewes. Meeting him was way cool. Getting him to say happy birthday or something
Dave
would be way
and
cool too.
or Jack, we should have got VIP tickets when we saw the D last summer, bro. We saw
kidding.
the D. We saw the D. We saw the D. We saw the D. Oh my gosh, yeah, it was a great. That was a good concert. And he had the saxophone. What the heck's that?
It was amazing. Like for as old as him and KGR, and how much they rocked out.
Oh yeah.
And they were still able to make
and like
it ridiculous.
the production, like they had all these scenes, everything would kind of come in and out. So like the background changed like throughout the whole night. It was pretty cool, man.
You had a giant Asian samurai robot, you know what I'm trying to say? A giant cardboard robot dressed like a samurai when they did the metal. Who does that?
Right.
Like, it was
They even
huge,
got on
and
the
it
fight.
looked like it was just cardboard boxes, too, but it was still amazing.
They even got in a fight in the middle of the stage. He's like, Kyle quit the band. I mean, they pulled it off, man. They did it all.
Oh,
they,
yeah.
They did it great.
They did all of their best stuff.
Yeah. And, but yeah.
I won't
just
lie.
as far as meeting people, I really, 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 not to sound like a creep or anything, but I really need to meet Dave before I die. If I don't, I might die a lonely and unhappy man. Because
like you could make it big, and then even if you didn't talk, and then you didn't talk to him, you'd still I didn't
like
you'd accomplished most of your life goals, and then. But you didn't talk to Dave Grohl.
All I want to do is just barbecue with him, man. Just be like, hey, man, I just want to sit here and just cook some meat and just smoke it and just take good care of it and talk about some rock music and, just have a good time. Be normal dudes, just like what we're doing right here. That's
Dude,
all
like
I
if
want
you
to
ever
do.
did that,
Nothing weird.
especially with grilling involved, I better be invited. I'll bring
Right.
over meats.
Like,
I'll
just
bring
like
meats for the grills.
hanging out, doing shots of Crown and Coke, and
I mean, you guys can do the drinks.
oh yeah, you can. You're not allowed. You can
I
serve
can't.
us.
Don't. No more drink.
Yeah,
That's
you
just
can.
bad
You can
news
make
for
the
me.
drinks for us. You just be there.
I wouldn't mind doing that.
That would be awesome.
I do miss doing that a lot.
But yeah, that's and maybe jam a little. That would be fun. That would be fun. You got to throw that in there.
I mean,
about life.
I'd just be stoked to be chilling.
So
Eating the meats, hanging with Neil and Dave.
What's the scuttlebutt? How we doing?
There it is again, scuttlebutt. I love
Yes,
it.
yeah, that's why I had to throw it in there again because you said it was an uncommonly used phrase. I'm bringing it back.
I'm bringing it back, folks.
Just like Couth, baby.
Couth?
The Couth.
You bringing Couth back?
Yeah. Oh, were you there? You were at Stefan's house, weren't you? Yeah, you were there when I talked about the being like...
Couth and uncouth?
Yeah, Couth and uncouth. Where's the Couth?
I mean, I have used uncouth before, like in normal conversation, without thinking about it. And then I got called out like, what the hell does that mean?
Well,
It's
I
like,
just use it because I grew up with a grandpa that called women broads. And he used couth a lot. But yeah, who's this broad? Who's that broad?
I know I shouldn't laugh, but
That's hilarious.
sometimes that stuff is funny as
Yeah.
hell.
Oh yeah, he'd be drinking with the dentist all the time because he owned this dentist office right next door to his house, and he rented the office. He owned the building, and he rented the office to the dentist.
That's awesome.
And he would go over
I
there.
would not want that
they
dentist, though.
After they get off work, so my grandpa's house was in the middle. The dentist's office was on the left side of the house, and on the right side of the house was his business. He had a realty business. So like with walking distance, he was home
covered.
or at the dentist. So anyway, He'd get off work, the dentist get off work, they'd get together, they'd drink scotch and smoke cigars, and they'd just sit there till like 6, 7 o'clock at night, and my grandma would get all pissed off.
The scotch and cigars, I will say, I do miss drinking scotch. It was one of the things I didn't really go overboard on.
Yeah. But Grandma would get pissed, and she would want to know where Grandpa was, and we'd be like, you know where he's at? Well, go over there and get him. I'm not walking over there with them doing what they're doing. I don't like it when they smoke their cigars and drink their booze like that. Let's go get them. And we have reservations an hour ago. We gotta leave. You know, like, come on. Oh my gosh, I love my grandparents. They were great.
That's one thing. I do wish I got to know my grandparents better.
But yeah, man, you just gotta meet the people. I gotta check off some of them bucket list things, you know.
I mean, I did get to check one off when I got to meet Jason Mewes at the Cleveland Comic-Con.
Well, I'm just getting to the point in life where it's like, why I'm not buying cheap seats anymore. You know, I'm going for the VIPs. Like, I want to start meeting some peeps. You know, like I just don't want to attend. I want to meet these people. You know, I want to
No, I get that. That makes sense. That's cool, man. I mean, I attending concerts. I play shows all the time. Like, attending a concert, it's like, okay, yeah, so right now they're doing this because this is going on, and then you see the lighting guy up there right there. Yeah, he's getting that ready to do this. See, right, 3, 2, 1. Oh, there it goes, and then so that's just me at a show. I'm just basically talking about the production and what's going on the whole time, and I'm just calling everything out, and I can't really enjoy it because I feel like I'm at work. You probably don't remember because you were shithouse.
You're kind of like critiquing the show every single time I go to a show, except for when I see the Foo Fighters or when I was at Tenacious D, because I was having a great time and it was good, great music. Or what other good, like
the Toadies, man.
Oh, the Toadies is a great
bachelor party show where we got to hang out with them afterwards.
Yeah, dude.
But that was so awesome.
That was like having them play in your living room, man. That show was so small. There was probably 100 people in that place.
See, I have got to meet like a few different like
at the garage shop in
musicians that
Cleveland,
I thought
Ohio.
were awesome. So, like, the Toadies, got to meet them with you at your bachelor party when I came to find you because Stefan almost got arrested. Yeah, that nod.
Yeah, because the singer of the Toadies was stepping over him because he was laying outside. Okay, and
puking into a Dixie cup.
Yeah, and he's like laying outside though, and the guy's like loading out, and he's like stepping over him, and he's like, "Well, things looking up for this guy," you know. He's like, "Yeah, that's my buddy." He's like, "Ugh," and he like, but like Stefan were like, "Dude, there's cops," and he like, I don't know how he did it, but he just like gumbied himself back up, you know, like it was like he didn't even have bones or anything, man. Like he just stood up without using his arms or anything, just like right back onto his feet.
And I didn't even get to see that because I was inside looking for you, and
he kind of like looks at us and he's like, "Get me to the car," and we get him over to Tony's car, and he's like kind of like leaning on the door and like puking outside the car before we started going. But he was hitting it hard before we even went.
Both were hitting it hard.
We drank a half a bottle of Tattoo. It was Captain Morgan's Tattoo. You know, it wasn't Kraken, but it was kind of like Kraken. It was like a black licorice rum. You know what I mean?
That black rum.
Yeah,
that awful black. It
was bad.
That shit's the devil,
like,
man.
We drank like a half a bottle of that plus a 6-pack each of 16-ounce Budweisers.
Don't forget all the drinks at the show.
Yeah, and then we had shots at the show because it was my bachelor party and all this stuff. And then this is when Camel Crush was coming out with their cigarettes. So I
forgot we got free smokes too.
Yeah, so they're handing out free cigarettes to everybody walking in. And if you wanted it and you just signed up to like their email list or whatever, then you'd get this pack of free cigarettes. And I was like,
and for me,
I didn't
smoke,
so I was like, whatever, I'll get a free pack of cigarettes for you guys. I just signed up and like gave it to my buddies, but by the end of the night, I find myself outside smoking cigarettes. It's like, well, let's try this, and then I'm like throwing up, you know.
Dude, you've done that every time.
I don't do cigarettes,
every
man.
Every time you've asked me for one, I always like, dude, you're gonna get sick.
Yeah,
you don't want it, and
not even halfway through a cigarette.
Thankfully, like you,
puke.
like You don't get that drunk very often.
No.
I don't remember the last time you did. That's how long it's been.
Yeah, I don't.
But
yeah.
when you've gotten to that point, you ask for a cigarette despite me and whoever else really trying to warn you off.
Yeah.
You smoke a half a cigarette, give it back, and go throw up.
Yeah, because you get spinny and all. Even if I wasn't drinking, I'd get all spinny and gross. Yeah. I don't know how you guys do it, but you do it. But whatever.
I mean,
It's not my cup of tea. But yeah, so we get all these free cigarettes and oh man, just drink. And I remember like riding home that night and he's like puking in like a Burger King cup and like dumping it out the window of Tony's
Stephen had
car.
a Dixie cup. You had the Burger King or Wendy's cup. I think it was Wendy's.
Oh my gosh, dude.
It was a small like water cup from Wendy's or just a small drink cup.
And then we dropped off Stefan, and I remember him like stumbling up to his front door, like he couldn't even get in, and I couldn't even get in my door when I got dropped off. I'm like sitting there trying to get the key in for like, I swear, 5 minutes. It felt like the longest time ever. And then my room is like, okay, I lived at my mom's house still, so
God,
it was like
yeah,
straight up the stairs. So you had to go up these little stairs,
and
open
those
the
stairs
door,
were
you're in the
steep.
kitchen, you go around the corner, then you go straight up the stairs, and my door is straight up once you get in there. But like, oh my gosh, it was like you had to like crawl up them things. I think I fell asleep with all my clothes on, even my shoes. I didn't even take my shoes off. It was just like, this is not, I can't. I just have to make it. I just got to get there. Like, I think it was like almost just pass out on the stairs. No, you got to go. You got to keep crawling. Just make it. Just go. Just 2 more stairs. You're going to get there. It's as least as you can get to the room and shut the door. At least you have that much dignity where you're on the floor in your own room. You know what I mean?
Dude, I got that way the first time I drank 151, man. It's a college party. I'm 18. First time I'm drinking 151.
Yeah.
Dude, I was already drinking just straight Captain Morgan's. Well, it was more like Captain Morgan's with Dr. Pepper. That was delicious. It was amazing.
It's delicious.
Then switched to 151 and Muggs root beer. That's the last clear thing I remember. And then I know at one point...
Rum and root beer?
Yeah, it was a house party, man. And it was Muggs root beer. That was mixing with the 151. We were doing shots of that. I think I maybe did 3 shots along with however much beer and of the regular Captain Morgan I drank. And then I got to the point where I had to throw up, and I crawled up the stairs. Like I was.
You can't
I
be
was
doing that
mountain
many
climbing
shots
it.
on 151. Just one is enough for the night. You
I
don't
was,
need to do
I was
3.
mountain climbing those stairs. It was bad. But
Speaking
then,
of 151, though,
a little bit after that, I was
can
cool.
remember we
Me
used
and
to
my
have
buddies were
these.
dancing through the streets back to the dorms.
We used to have these pretty off the hook Christmas parties when I was growing up, man. And we would have like, oh my gosh, like a buffet of food, you know what I mean? And all it's like me and all my cousins, and I mean you're talking there'd probably be like 27 or 28 people there, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
In a house for your Christmas, you know, and that's just your aunt and uncles and your cousins, you know. So because there was 4 people, 4 brothers and sisters on my mom's side, and then you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cousins plus the 3 of us, so there's 8 kids, you know what I mean, and all the spouses.
Dude, that's like Dad's side of the family.
And then it was just like friends would show up and like all this stuff would happen. But okay, so
Dad's
we
got
would
like
get
6 brothers and sisters.
yeah. So yeah,
And
this gets crazy.
all of them have kids.
Right.
And some of the kids have kids. Most of the
Right.
kids have kids. I'm one of my generation that doesn't.
But it's fun, man. It's fun and it gets crazy. And we would have parties where we'd we would throw a lot of darts and do a lot of parties like down in the basement. And they'd have
Dude, that basement.
one time they had 151. You were talking about 151. We had a bottle of 151, and I can remember them finishing off, and one of my uncles, he hit a bullseye, and he's like, yeah, and it was like one of those, down, in the pink house where the ceiling's a little bit lower. It was probably, I don't know, it was probably a 7-foot ceiling at least, you know what I mean?
It wasn't a super high, you didn't have to duck, but it wasn't real high.
Yeah, but it was like at least a 7.5 foot ceiling, but up in there it wasn't like finished, so you could see like the nails coming down from the floorboards, and he put his hand right in between and punched his hand right into the nails after doing it, and he pulled his hand back down, and from that bottle 151 was gone just between two people, and it was like he looked at his hand, and he was like
yeah, I was gonna say at worst it was probably just like a dull
he didn't even care, man. He was just like, okay, let's just keep playing, and they went up to wake my mom up to take him home, because he lived just right up the road. It was only maybe taking him not even 5 minutes up the road, like 1.5 miles, 2 miles up the road. It was his house. He's like, hey, waking her up. It's 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. It's Christmas Eve,
Of course.
And it's, we're in high school, and Mom, hey, you gotta take Uncle So-and-so home. And she's like, what the hell? Type of thing.
Oh my God. I don't envy whoever had to wake your mom up.
And you're just like, well, you just gotta. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, that's so funny. And then you wake up the next day, and there's stuff thrown into the tree, or oh, there's the batteries, and there's a DVD, and there's this, and there's that. That's so funny.
I love your mom, but especially back then, she was terrifying.
Yeah, well, she only did that so we'd actually go to bed so she could sleep. She's like, I only did it because
worked.
She's like, I couldn't go to sleep until you guys went to sleep, because I was too worried about you guys all the time. So that's why I would be like, go to sleep, because, I was tired and I wanted to go to sleep. I'm like, why don't you just fall asleep? Well, I can't, like I just said. It's like, oh my gosh. So if you would have just fell asleep, everything would have been okay.
Nothing ever went super crazy.
No, but she'd either stomp on the floor and you'd start being quiet, or you'd hear her stomping across the whole floor, because you'd be down in the basement, and her room was kind of
the whole floor,
almost above where we were. And yeah, you'd hear her walking across the floor, coming around, the door would open, come around the stairs, and she'd be standing at the top of the stairs looking down at us like, boys, shut the hell up.
I will come down there and beat you to death with your PlayStation if you don't quiet down.
Yeah, and the whole time she'd be stomping across the floor, my friends would be going, devil, 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 devil. Here comes the devil.
About the devil part.
And she didn't even care. She's like, I am the devil, and I will send you there. I'm a train driver. She's something else, But like I said, it wasn't because she didn't love us. It was because she just wanted to go to sleep. She loved having everybody over there. Oh, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, so karate went well.
I did hurt my right ankle tonight, but it's hurt, not injured. There is a distinction.
Yeah. That's good. That's good that it's not injured, and it can recover soon in a day or two.
Pretty much.
And I gotta get those tickets for that concert.
Oh yeah, I gotta get that money to you.
Yeah. Well,
that concert's gonna be sweet.
Yeah. We always try to hit up at least one concert a year, a good one in the summer. It's usually in August, and it's always at Blossom Music Center out in Cleveland.
Because Blossom is awesome.
Or Cuyahoga Falls, or whatever it is. I think it's more Cuyahoga Falls than it is Cleveland, but anyway, it doesn't really matter.
It's near Cleveland.
It's hilly, and it's in the middle of nowhere. It's like driving back. It's got
a great amphitheater.
Oh yeah, it's awesome out there. So This year they got Sum 41, The Offspring, and Simple Plan coming out there. And it's like a pop punk kind of like reunion tour type of thing.
See, like, I'm stoked because never seen Sum 41. I think I may have.
I've seen Simple Plan before, and I've seen Offspring before.
I've seen Offspring twice, so this would be my third time. I've loved
We
it every
saw
time.
the Offspring and Dropkick Murphys together.
Yes, we did.
Was at Pine Knob, I think, up in Detroit.
DTE.
DTE, yeah. It's still another outside amphitheater, which is also a place.
Yeah. Man, you get the weather. Amphitheaters are great.
Yeah, amphitheaters are great. Just way to go, man.
But there are some indoor venues I very much enjoy. A lot of small venue ones, especially like if it's a country artist. Like
Right.
when my buddy Charlie again, he got the country music artist Bob Wayne to play at the Viaduct. Another person thought it would be cool to hang out and party with. This giant son of a bitch was over at Charlie's house. We were all kicking it together, him and his bass player. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Camped out there and hung out with them for the weekend, I think, before they took off. It was crazy.
That's cool, man.
But, oh yeah. But small venue, Viaduct. Viaduct's had some decent shows.
Yeah.
But then you got the Fillmore in Detroit. Place might be surrounded by an area that looks like, a damn war zone.
Right.
But once you get inside the venue, it is amazing.
Yeah. Some of those places are pretty nice. Yeah, and it's
And,
too bad the neighborhood around them.
Right? Same with the Agora Theater in Cleveland.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Great venue. Terrible neighborhood.
Oh, I was gonna. Yeah, I saw. Who did I see out there? It was Greta Van Fleet.
Nice.
And that was a great show. We sat up on the balcony, and that's a way better seat sitting up there because we were like right on the bar, like
Right.
looking over the edge, and it was like you can just see everything. It's such a small place, but yeah, that was a good show. But like you said, it was like we better like lock it up.
Like, I wish I had my own boot to put on the wheel so nobody jacks my car.
Right. I think I should just steal my own hubcaps right now. Seriously. It's like, okay, I
House
don't
of
know
Blues
about
in
this.
Cleveland, though. Nice neighborhood. Really nice venue. I've seen some
man.
great
I mean,
shows at both of those.
We've been in enough cities
Newport down
and
in
played
Columbus.
in enough places, and we've been around enough places that, like every city has their nice areas and their areas that is not so great. But there are actually some really great places and the not so great places that you go to, and you're like, hey, this place is pretty sweet. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like we were just saying, the Agora and the Fillmore and just like other, so you're just like, you wouldn't expect this here, but it's there and you go there. So, whatever.
Yeah. Like,
Just-
never had a problem with checking out new venues,
It's just,
especially if it was the show I was really into and or the price was right. Like, especially with small venue shows. You're not paying a whole hell of a
Right.
lot on your ticket prices, even to get, like, standing room at the stage,
right.
which, hell, it always costs more to get seats.
Yeah.
So, why would you want to get seats at a small, like, punk rock show at a small venue when you can be right in front of the stage? Or for Story of the Year, that was a good show. Used.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
man.
There's just so many really good shows that were cheap. You're talking like $10-15 a ticket, man.
Right.
And it's just because you're going and supporting music, all right? And you're just going out and having a good time and listening to bands that you've never heard before. And you listen to them, and they rock, and you talk to them afterwards, and you get their CD, and you get their merch, and you help them out.
I mean, like, opening acts, I knew who I was going to see most of the time for the opening acts.
Right.
Like, I'd listen to them some. I knew their music. So I knew what I was getting into.
But I'm just saying to, like, go
But-
out and even, like, go to those clubs on the
Wait,
regular.
did I say
because
opening
there's
or
a lot
headliner? I meant headliner if I said opener. Did I say opener?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I meant headliner. That's who I was there to see. knew their music, blah, blah, blah. Openers, though, there were a few times really surprised by, like, either just who was in the opening acts or the quality of the opening acts. Or both. Yeah. Like, at the 30 Seconds to Mars concert, I didn't know Reggie and the Full Effect were going to be there. I knew about N.A.M and Alkaline Trio, and I was stoked for both of them.
Yeah.
And I thought 30 Seconds to Mars killed it, too.
Yeah.
I didn't know Reggie and the Full Effect were going to be there. That was sweet.
Yeah.
That was an awesome surprise.
Yeah, I saw 30 Seconds to Mars. They opened up for Incubus. We saw them in Detroit. That was a while ago. That was like when we were seniors in high school. Justin just moved up to Toledo.
Yeah, I think I was with how
was
I
like
with?
in September.
I was with Dig and his girlfriend at the time, and I think 2 other of our friends that we were going to Terra with.
Well, that's even a story right there, because we went up and we picked up Justin and his dorm. It was me and Justin and Phil and Daniel, I think.
Nice.
And I think Todd might have been with us too. But I don't
That
know.
sounds
It might have just been us 4. But we were taking the van up, the white van, and Justin ended up locking the damn keys in the car.
Oh.
And we got somebody to like shimmy the door and break into the car for us, and like
Found somebody with a Slim Jim?
yeah. And
That's lucky.
Yeah.
Especially that they admitted they had the Slim Jim.
And then we just like we got back in the car and we kept going. We got to the concert. And in line, while we were in line, like, at that time I was like, 17 years old. I just turned 17, okay? And I didn't really know who Jared Leto was. That
was back when 30 Seconds to Mars had the heavier industrial sound, too.
They were just coming out. Like, their very
that
first
first
CD.
album, totally different from every album after.
Very first album.
Don't hate it. I like their sound that they got.
But I didn't really know who Jared Leto was. I mean, if I saw him, I'd be like, oh, I know that guy, but I didn't know him by name. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so we're standing in line to go in, to the show, and I'm talking to this lady, this older lady, because me, I can just start talking to people.
Yeah, you'll just randomly talk to whoever.
And so this lady's talking to us. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm Jared's aunt," and blah 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 blah, and like talking to us. I'm like, "Who the fuck's Jared?" You know what I mean? And she's just like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna be going back there and talking to him." Blah blah. I'm like, "That's awesome. That's really cool."
Heck
you
yeah.
know, blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, have fun. See you later. I thought they were just like fans, and like I knew it was his aunt, but like, okay, you got a ticket because you're his aunt. And you're like the opening act's aunt, okay, great for you, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
I was, in a band at that time, I've been playing in bands at that time, so I was like, oh, good for you, the opening act. You're the aunt, because I've been, so many shows are like, you're like, there's my mom, there's my grandma watching us play, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I've been at shows with your
I'm just
parents.
not that making fun of you. It's just when you're first starting out, those are the people that are showing up to your shows. Is like mostly it's like there's my aunt, there's my mom, there's my dad, there's that stuff, which is cool. And you gotta love it when those people support you all the time and they're always there. And that's what they're supposed to do. They're your family. But anyway, when they're getting there and you're as the opening act, you're like, yeah, you get a few free tickets and you're one of the free tickets. That's kind of the idea that I had talking to this lady. I had no idea who Jared Leto was, and I had no idea who 30 Seconds to Mars was. I was 17 years old.
See, I
was just going to an Incubus show because I was an Incubus fan, and I loved Incubus for like the last 2 or 3 years, and I was like, I already seen them like once or twice before. I didn't know what 30 Seconds to Mars was. I was just here to see Incubus because it was that Crows Left of a Murder or whatever, that CD that came out. It was when that came out, and I was like, all right, let's go watch this new bass player, see how good he is. You know what I mean? Because they switched bass players at that time. And watched 30 Seconds to Mars, and I was like, holy crap, these guys rock. This stuff is awesome. And then I'm like, we were talking to her freaking aunt. Son of a, like, we could have been.
You could have
back
talked
there.
your way to backstage,
We could have
man.
been. Oh my gosh, yeah. I thought it was like the opening, like
Not the headliner.
not like that, like
Or not the middle.
the middle guy where you're like, it's like there's the Foo Fighters and the Chili Peppers tonight, and then the guys before them. I thought it was the guys before them, not like the Foo Fighters. Like.
Right.
I saw. Oh, that was another great concert. Foo Fighters, Chili Peppers at Blossom
Didn't
Music
you get
Center.
thrown out of that?
No, that was Jimmy Eat World in Columbus. But Foo Fighters and Chili Peppers, 1999, Blossom. I was 14 years old. We went with Jared Stearns and Lucas and Dig
Nice.
and Justin. Mass Confucius went, basically. Or, you know what I mean.
Oh my God, Mass Confucius.
Yeah. So that was my old punk rock band name for
Your
in high
original
school.
one.
Yeah. So, and we went
High
and watched
school
that.
show where you put up the sign, "This man has no penis."
Yeah.
You've got our music teacher so pissed.
Oh my gosh. Dropping F-bombs on stage, just playing nothing but like Blink-182 and Green Day, and what else did we play? Better and Ezra,
I
Blink-182,
don't remember that many
Green Day,
details. I remember the
Offspring.
sign. I remember the parents that were chaperoning it being pissed off because of the. I think mostly because of the swearing and the attempts at mosh pitting.
When you got kids yelling out stuff like okay, so there's a song by Blink-182, it's called Dick Lips, and you got somebody yelling out, "Play Dick Lips." It's like, oh my gosh. And you're like, okay. Not thinking about anything. Pulling the plug. Oh my gosh, there was plaster falling out of the ceiling and stuff.
Oh yeah, I
In
forgot
the
about
gym,
that.
we like went back and I'm like, there's like holes in the ceiling. We're like, we must have rattled it too hard, man.
Had your stuff turned up too much.
No, we didn't. Not enough.
No, it could have been louder for that
Lights should
auditorium.
have been falling out of the ceiling.
Dude, in that auditorium, they could have.
Yeah, I know.
It's like the oldest auditorium in the schools.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, man, that was
a good
good
time.
times. Good times. Should have met Incubus and 30 Seconds to Mars, and Jared Leto's aunt should have taken us in. Stupid.
If only you had known better.
I know, right?
Like, I went into my 30 Seconds to Mars show like, this dude's effing awesome.
Yes.
Actor.
Now, if I was at an Incubus and 30 Seconds to Mars show, like now, and I was talking to his aunt, I'd be like, "Yo, auntie, let's hang out tonight, and let's get us in the show. How about I be your chaperone? You
There you go.
don't
I
even
like-
have to pay me. You can pay me in getting me backstage."
You sound like a groupie or a prostitute.
Yeah, I'm both at that point. Whatever will get me backstage.
As embarrassing as it is to say. Oh, crap. I don't remember how many. It's not more than
We're
3.
not worthy. We're scum. We suck.
It's somewhere between. It's either 2 or 3 times. I have, by legal definition, been a prostitute. And then I've realized it later. I'm like, man, I wonder if I could make a career out of this. And then I couldn't.
Jon B made $10 one night. He Deuce Bigelow'd it.
No, I got free stuff.
He went out and he was like, you owe me $10. And she was like, that's right. You owe me $500, honey. That's the price. And he's like, all right, whatever. Just like Deuce Bigelow, you were like 100, 200, 300, 400, 500.
No, like I was told specifically, like the sex was good enough that they were buying stuff for me.
Oh my gosh.
Like show up to their house. And like there would be girls I was dating.
Well, they have to say that if they're dating you. And then
It still makes you.
what did they say after they got done dating you? That you're a piece of shit and they don't love you, or that you're just some type of...
Like usually it was It'd be like, hey, how's it going? Because there was like that man whore time for me where I straight up would.
So, hey, how's it going? I got another thing going on.
Hey, like, how's it going? You know, I'm in the area. What you up to tonight? You want to go out, catch a couple drinks? Didn't work very often, but it did work sometimes. I'm not proud of all that time, really. Like, yeah, I got a pretty good number going, but you know, it's not like record setting, and if it's not record setting for that kind of number, then it kind of just makes you feel dirty and like a dick.
Well, at the end of the day, Jon B, it doesn't really matter how many numbers you got up. It's whether you have one.
Well, see?
You know, I've had nothing but, I call it, well, what is it? Damn, I can't remember what the hell I call things right now. I call it, oh my gosh, at-home pussy.
Oh, I'm sure you say it to your wife too, and she just loves it.
No, I don't call it that. But it's
surprised.
I just call it the guaranteed. Okay,
The guarantee.
It is the guarantee, you know, because I had three girlfriends my entire life. 3.
See, you got girlfriends like
my
earlier
third one
than me,
being
though.
my wife, and my second one was a 2.5-year relationship in high school, which took me to college, which is where I met my wife, which is like 6 months later I met my wife. So I did have a period where I had 6 months to like, you know, go out and meet girls and stuff, but I never really did that. I maybe made out with a couple of chicks. I never really like was one to like do crazy stuff. Because
that was my life.
I always looked at that.
I'd say you're a little bit better off.
Like, not that I don't, you know, I mean, you're a guy, right? You're going to look at somebody and be like, you know, oh, she's attractive, you know what I mean? But I wasn't always the guy that was like, oh, you're attractive, I'm going to go talk to you and try to do something with you, you know, and try to get that number up. No. If I didn't like look at you and think that you were like
into it
worth
with the intention to up the number, it was more like I didn't have a girlfriend and I wanted to get some.
Yeah, so
it wasn't until later that I started totaling it. Like it was somewhere in the teens that I started like keeping like a complete track.
But if you look past the just wanting to get some and then look at the whole total of like who they are, you're like, well, you're not. Oh no,
there's a lot of bad choices.
I'm just saying, you're not like, worth it.
That includes
you're not
women.
Worth it. You're not worth it.
Women
you're
I
not
dated.
Worth it.
Not all of the ones I've dated have been crazy, but enough have.
It's just you can tell the ones who have a number. You know what I mean?
And I'm not saying I'm no peach either. I'm plenty crazy myself. It's not, you know, it's not just the type of women I'm drawn to that is the reason why my relationships ended.
Loose women.
And not even that.
That's what it is.
It's crazy women.
Loose.
I'm attracted to people like me that are right in the head.
Loose and crazy. And drawn to craziness.
Like, I'm finally starting to act like a normal person. I like it. It's nice.
What's that country song about loose women?
I don't know.
A lot of them.
A lot of them. A lot of loose women. That's just this country song is a lot of loose women. I got nothing else to say. I just like a lot of loose women today.
Gotta love living, 'cause there's a lot of loose women. That's Jon B's slogan.
I mean, back then, like.
It's been a while, Jon B.
Once it hit the midpoint of the man whore time, it was.
You need to stop that.
I haven't done that in a while, man.
No man whoring anymore.
I don't think I've. It's only been a couple of times in the last like 5 years I've hooked up with anyone that I wasn't dating, or didn't end up dating.
Yeah.
Just, you know. Between my own personal issues,
yeah,
and as I said, women like me, that shit didn't last.
Yeah.
And so, you know,
You gotta get on like Plenty of Fish, Tinder. Find yourself a nice gay man to take care of you.
that'd be Grindr.
Oh, sorry, yeah. See,
I've
I
tried
don't know.
Tinder. I've tried Plenty of Fish.
Been out of the game for almost 20 years, so.
And in all honesty, the OK Cupid, or as me and Bill or Two used to call it, OK Stupid.
Okay, stupid.
The one chick I dated off of that turned out to be so much more off the hinge than me. Like,
Probably, I mean,
like
it's probably better to be more natural to meet people, but unfortunately, people can't be natural to meet people anymore. You have to meet people online to meet somebody, or they feel like you have to go to a bar to meet somebody.
or it's somebody you work with, or
Because
because nobody does blind dates anymore, really.
Well, or just like approaching somebody in
Well, I
public.
mean, I guess that
is
would
just
be online
deemed,
dating, would be blind
I'm
dating.
just saying,
but-
approaching somebody in public is deemed weird now. Like,
Right.
you can't just like walk up to somebody and like talk to them and try to like talk to them and be like, "Hey, you seem interesting. I'd like to get to know you. Would you like to have, some coffee later, or like do this or do that?" Or like, "Get away from me, you psycho." And like Macia, you'd be like, "Okay, I'm just trying to be nice without having to use the Facebook. I'm trying to have a Facebook conversation with you without the Facebook."
I'm trying to have an
Right.
offline, online conversation.
That's a good bit right there. Okay. Just imagine we're on the Facebooks and
The
we're
Facebooks.
We're talking back and forth right now, or Instagrams or the twits,
Oh, the
whatever,
twits.
whatever you're using. The snaps. You want whatever you're doing. I don't trust girls with Snapchat either. And all them girls have Snapchat. That's why I don't trust any of them. My
mean-
wife don't have Snapchat. I trust my wife. I
Yeah.
don't have Snapchat. I don't need that shit. I don't even really use Instagram. The only reason why I have an Instagram account is so I can post stuff. I only post stuff. I never get on there and even look at anything or even like stuff. I don't even barely.
The only reason I've got Twitter, Tumblr, Snapchat.
People are like, "You need to
What
get on
the hell else
TikTok."
is the-
I'm like, I don't want to get on TikTok.
Oh, I
don't-
absolutely refuse to TikTok. But the only reason I even I have the other ones is because of ex-girlfriends. Like, "Oh, I'll do this."
Yeah.
Like Snapchat, the one didn't like text messaging, but she'd snap me all the time.
Well, I didn't like it. Freaking tracks you everywhere, man. Like, you just look on the map and you're like, "Oh, there you are, just sitting there." You're like, "Oh."
You could turn
how-
that feature on and
I know,
off,
but it's automatically on whenever you start it. So
Yeah.
unless you turn it off and you don't know about it, it's like, "Oh, that's nice."
Yeah,
Because
no, I thought it was crazy.
when somebody's like, "Hey, I know you're right there," you're like, "How do you know where I'm at?" "Oh, I see on Snap, bro." You're like, "That's weird. How do I get that off?" And
Technology
no, I don't want to
sucks.
hang out.
No,
What do you mean
technology's
you don't
great.
want to hang out? You're like right around the corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Mr. Superman not home right now. No.
No Miso
No.
Superman?
Everybody needs a Consuela, man. Like, she just answers the phone for you.
Hello, no.
No.
Not here,
He's not
no.
here, no. Not right now. Lemon pledge? No.
Need more lemon pledge.
Need more lemon pledge. No, I want to talk to Peter. Peter, I hear him in the background. No.
No.
He's not here.
No.
Everybody
Family
needs
Guy.
one, yes.
It's still ridiculous.
It's
I just
so
watched it
ridiculous.
the other day.
When
Where I-
she steals Stewie, though, the one time, she's like, "That's my baby." And she, like, takes Stewie, and he's like, "I'm not your baby, man." She's just, like going with him. And he's, like, with her for, like, a night, and he, like, gives her a bath. He's like, "Oh, this is kind of nice." Like, he gets in, like, doing all this stuff. And they go to the, like, this quinceañera, like, or whatever, like, the next day. And they're sitting there at the party, and Brian comes in, and he's like, "Hey, Stewie, you need to come home. Like, we need to go home." Like, what? And she's like, "No, that's my baby." And the this other gangster guy comes up. He's like, "Hey man, it says it's her baby." And he's like, "I'm not a baby." He steals the gun. Stewie does, shoots his leg out. "You made me do this. You made me do this, man. It was cool. You were all cool. Now I gotta leave." He's like, "Baby's got a gun."
Oh my gosh.
It's so great. It's just. I love how it
That's so
just takes a
wrong.
twist like that, always. It couldn't just pick up Stewie and go home. No. Somebody had to
No.
speak up, and Stewie had to shoot out his legs and then shoot up the rest of the place and then throw the gun and be like, "You made me do this, man. You made me do this." Just like when Brian owes him the money. "Where's my money, man?
Where's my money, Brian? Where's my money, man?
He keep beating him
Come
up
on,
the
where's my
whole
money?"
episode.
Yeah, beating him with the chair. Oh my gosh.
It's so good. Shoves him down the
Don't
stairs.
get me wrong. Like, if
Puts,
you asked me to
glass in his
choose,
face and
I would choose American Dad over Family Guy,
Oh, it is pretty funny. Yeah, that's funny too.
but Family Guy still has its moments.
Roger. It's just ridiculous.
Roger keeps that show fresh and crispy.
Roger's just ridiculous every time.
All of his damn personas.
Yeah.
Like
He's
the
always
200 episode where he steps into the particle collider and all of his personas get born into real life.
Oh my gosh. It's like
And then there's a
multiplicity.
giant war between them. Or the Bond spoofs on episodes.
No, I haven't watched that deep.
Oh, it's so good. I mean, I've watched all the seasons. Watched them multiple times. Well, not so much watch. A lot of times it's the background noise for when I go to sleep. But, I'll do that with, Chappelle's
You're one
show.
of those, huh? You leave the TV on when you're sleeping?
I got to have something on because of my tinnitus. Tinnitus. However you want to say it. I say tinnitus.
Why don't you just leave a fan on and shut the TV
It's
off?
not loud enough.
Really?
I've had that on high, and it's
Oh
still...
my gosh. Remind me to never room with you, ever.
I wear headphones if I'm in the room with someone else.
Yeah,
Or it's so close and it's literally right next to my face.
yeah. Because I'd be like,
Because,
me and...
listen, I don't mind it most of the time, but I've just made it part of daily life
Man,
to
when
do
you're in a
things to help
hotel
with
room,
it.
though, and somebody leaves the TV on, and there's
No, I don't
four
like
of you,
that.
and you're sharing two beds.
dick move.
And it's like, bro, and it's just that you just hear, the ESPN or whatever they left it on the whole freaking night. You're like, can you just
No,
shut
that's
off
a
the
dick
damn
move.
TV? I can't sleep. I'm waking up every 40 freaking minutes because the
That's why-
TV's waking me up.
Next to face or headphones.
Yeah. Oh, I can
I don't do
remember
that.
one time
I don't
in
do that
Chicago.
TV shit.
You're laying down to go to sleep, and then somebody's got this blues music playing. Wow, 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 wow. You're like, shut. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I like to listen to this. It puts me to sleep. Yeah, I'm going to put you to sleep if you don't shut up. You're going to stay asleep.
Listen, I've got ringing nonstop 24/7 in my ear.
Yeah.
But I'm considerate to other people when it comes to having some kind of noise, so
Yeah.
I don't have to listen to it. It's not bad as long as I can, block it out for some of the day.
Yeah.
And when I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
Once I'm asleep, no problem. That's
Yeah.
why it's my phone's set to turn off after a few episodes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
For me,
I would do that sometimes. If you were watching TV and you were gonna watch TV to fall asleep, you know what I mean? You just leave the TV on, then you have the timer, and you put the timer
sleep
on.
timer's great. That was one of my favorite things to finally discover because it took me till I was 15
Dude,
to learn
I
how
can
to use a
remember-
damn sleep timer
I
on the
can
TV.
remember when sleep timers first came out on TVs, and you're like, "What is this thing?" And you're saying, how do we even do this?
What is this thing? What does it do?
And you're like, I don't even
Didn't read the instruction manual
Yeah.
that told you what it was. You just turn on the TV because what do you got to do to set up a TV? Set it up and plug it in.
Yeah.
Boom. You got
Boom,
TV.
Done. Yeah. If the antenna's not working right, send your brother outside to twist the cable a little bit. Fix the rabbit in. Now, right there. Don't move. Don't move. But I want to watch the show too. No, you freaking move. We're killing you.
See, our
Now you
rabbit ears.
move. Ah!
Our rabbit ears were on the inside. It was on top of the TV set.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
or sitting in the window. If,
But
if
like
the
usually the
weather was
satellite,
bad or
you know,
something.
you could hook up to your satellite outside. That
Well,
you would
now
have.
you can. And when Mom and Dad had that giant satellite, that was dope.
Well-
Until it was windy and it would blow that son of a
Well,
bitch.
I'm talking about your antenna, you know, that you would have.
Oh
sticking
yeah.
up, you know.
No,
what I mean?
I used to enjoy climbing up the antenna to like check stuff out for Dad. Like it's like, this is sweet. I'm so high up in the air.
Yeah.
Except for the one time I cracked my knee on one of the. Oh God! Why can't I think of the word? The things that come out of the wall to hold the
Yeah.
like help hold the antenna in place.
The bracket.
Thank you. Yes, the bracket. My brain can't think of stuff now.
Good bracket.
So the bracket holding the antenna tower up next to Mom and Dad's house was rusty, and I cranked my knee into it so hard, like it gouged down to the damn bone.
To the bone.
So I had to get tetanus shot for that, and it was either I was climbing up to look for Brian, my little brother's rocket. It went into the field and couldn't see it, so I went up to try and see it from the roof.
Climb the tower.
And I cracked
Find
my
the
knee on
rocket.
that bracket, and it bled like a
And
little.
he's like, "Oh, Charlie Murphy, my knees." He's like,
I mean,
"Turn
if
my
I knew,
legs."
if Dave Chappelle had been out then, and I knew the Charlie Murphy, Rick James
Yeah,
story, I probably would have used that.
you'd have hit your knee and have been Charlie Murphy. Well,
Man, what-
speaking of Charlie Murphy, Jon B, I think we're gonna have to cut it down.
Oh, I think so. Well,
So-
all right, broski. I guess we should say goodbye to everyone listening. And
Yeah,
No?
I'd say so. If everybody you've stuck around this long, then you've stuck around.
you guys are true fans.
True fans.
We appreciate every one of you, though.
Yeah, you guys are troopers. Koopa troopers.
Koopa or Poopa?
No, Koopa.
Oh, okay.
And
I thought
I
you
am
said
your
Poopa
Bowser.
Troopers at first. I'm like, what?
And so with me saying I'm your Bowser, I'm gonna leave you with this beautiful, beautiful song written by Jack Black. I mean Bowser. To his beautiful
Written
Princess
by
Peach.
Jack Black, performed by Bowser.
Performed by Bowser, and then performed by me being Bowser for you. So here you go.
This is for my one and only true love, Princess Peach. Peach, you're so cool. And with my star, we're gonna rule. Peach, understand, I'm gonna love you till the very end. Oh, peaches, 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 peaches. I love you. Oh, peaches, 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 peaches. I love you. Oh, Mario, Luigi, and the Donkey Kong too. 1,000 troops of Koopas couldn't keep me from you. Princess Peach, at the end of the line, I'll make you mine. Oh, peaches, 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 I love you. Oh, peaches, 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 I love you. Oh, peaches, peaches, oh, peach, peach.
It's amazing.
And we're gonna say thanks for listening and we
Have
love
a
you.
good night.
Yep. Goodbye.